Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Shelley Plum. I'd like to welcome you all back to From the Hip. We have an incredible show planned this morning. It is really wonderful. I'll tell you what, I started this morning and I was getting breakfast ready for my kids, and my oldest son was in a bad mood. And it was funny because, you know, being into inspiration and motivation, you know what I did is I took a glass and I filled it halfway full, and I proceeded to tell him about, you know, the philosophy of the glass, looking at the glass half full, half empty. And you know what he did? You know what he did? Being, you know, fresh and exciting, he looked at me and he smiled, came right out of that bad mood, and he walked over to the sink and he filled that glass all the way full, put it in front of me, and he says, "There, Mom, it's all the way full, and that's the way it should be throughout the day." And you know, I left the house and I'm thinking, he's right. He is absolutely right. And it got me to thinking, you know what? If we could only see the world through a child's eyes. They have such a unique, wonderful perspective on life. They really do. So having said that, we have an amazing guest with us today. We have Biana Pinchuk with us. Now Biana, if you are not familiar with her, she is a violinist. She's a composer. She is 14 years old. She's a speaker. It's incredible. So we are going to be back in a moment and we are going to get her perspective, her fresh, exciting perspective on life. So we will be right back. Welcome to PlumbTalk Productions, a full-service production company based in West Palm Beach, Florida. Business owners know that every second of the day is a unique opportunity to reach out to an audience and make an impact. Which marketing options do we dive into and spend our hard-earned dollars? Here at PlumbTalk Productions, we have done our research and we can sum it up all in one word: video. How powerful is video? Well, let's look at some percentages. How about 64%? After watching a video, 64% of users are more likely to buy a product or service online. 100%. YouTube reports that mobile video consumption rises 100% every year. How about 200%? It has been documented that video and email leads to 200 to 300% increase in click-through rates. Oh yes, audiences are most certainly expecting more and expecting it faster. In a day and age when people are overwhelmed with facts and time is limited, they want information in real time. They want it immediately. Video is the perfect medium for that. PlumbTalk Productions is a full-service production company dedicated to helping you find your voice in an efficient, competent, and creative manner through video. What do? The sky is the limit, really. We are pleased to offer many services, from on-location shoots to promotional video and customized Facebook Live video. If you can dream it, we can stream it. That's what we say, and that is the truth. Are customers paying attention? People ask us that all the time. Oh yes, the customers are certainly paying attention to video. That is why we must, as business owners, make every second count and increase revenue through the power of video. At PlumbTalk Productions, we can do this fast and affordably with the quality our consumers expect. So, reach out. Reach out now. We're easy to reach through our website at PlumbTalkProductions.com. Call us at 561-855-0764. Don't wait. Now is the time for video. We are dedicated to helping you make every moment count. Well, hello everyone. We are back and I am here with Biana. How are you, Biana?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Fantastic. I want to thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Now you are, my hat is off to you because you are an amazing young lady, and I'll tell you what, you play the violin, you're a composer, you're a speaker, you sing beautifully. So how did you get started? When did you start? Tell me.
Well, I basically started playing the violin when I was 4 years old, and that kind of has like an interesting story, I guess. So I was a big fan of Hannah Montana at the time.
Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. My children were into it, and I will have to admit that I was a little into it too. But go ahead.
So there was an episode, I don't remember exactly which episode, but there was an episode and there was a girl playing a pink violin. And that week, my mom was supposed to take me to, we lived in New York back then.
Yes.
So there's like this little music school there. I mean, it's not little, it's a pretty big music school. But it's like a music school for kids, and you go there and you take classes. I was supposed to go to a piano class. But then I went there and I said, no, I'm going to take the violin class.
That's great.
Yeah, so that's basically how that started. And then singing, I just have been singing like all my life. And my mom always sang with me when I was little. So there was actually my cousin's karaoke party, and we were there, and she had her machine and everything. And I was singing, and my grandparents decided to take me to a voice lesson.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. You know what? I have researched, your journey. I mean, you definitely have been on a journey, and you're traveling and all of that. And I'll be honest with you, there was one video that was moving for me, and it was, I believe, a YouTube video where you live here with us in South Florida, and you get out and donate your time and get into the schools. Am I correct in saying that? And I was watching, and you were singing for all of these children, and you're not singing hip hop and rap and all of that. You were singing classical music, and there were children in the crowd that were crying. I mean, crying in a good way. They were so happy. So Biana, I would love to know, what is your motivation behind your music?
Well, first of all, I definitely think that a lot of schools cut down on music programs because maybe they don't have the money, or they just don't think it's important enough.
Yes.
But classical music is so important, and there's actually a study that I researched on. I believe it was called the Mozart study, something like that.
Okay.
But it actually talks about how Mozart and classical music are actually really good for your brain. And it's actually really good to listen to when you're doing like math and stuff like that. But it actually helps your brain, and it kind of grows brain cells and like connections through different parts of your brains. And musicians, or people that listen to classical music, have these thicker connections. And I think that by putting it in schools, and kids listen to pop and rap, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, of course, you can listen to that. But they just haven't been exposed to classical music, and their whole stereotype of it is that, oh, it's boring and like old people listen to it. But it's actually like a beautiful art form that people can listen to and they enjoy, and they just have to be exposed to it to know. And
have an open mind, don't you think? Yeah, because I understand, I was discussing with you earlier before the interview about Phantom of the Opera. I didn't want to go see that. I heard the word opera, and I was like, I don't want to go see that. I went, and can I tell you, I just felt amazing when I left. So I understand that you have a treat for us. You know, having said that, would you mind singing just a little bit for us? Maybe we can motivate those people that are out there.
Okay, so this song that I'll be singing is called O mio babbino caro by Puccini from the opera Gianni Schicchi.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Take it away.
O mio babbino caro, mi piacerebbe andare in
Oh, bravo, bravo. That was incredible. Look at my arms. The hair is standing up on my arms. You know what? That is a prime example of inspiration through voice. That was amazing. And I must know, what was going through your head when you were singing?
I have to be honest here.
Yes, yes, of course.
So when I sing, when I perform, my mind kind of just becomes blank. I think if you have too many thoughts on your mind, if you're worrying too much, then you can't really get that what you're actually feeling inside, like your expression that you want to convey to the audience. You can't really get it across if your mind is like full of everything. So I kind of just like to clear my mind, not think about anything, create like a blank space, and just convey what the composer was trying to say and what I think that he was trying to say.
Right, and convey that message appropriately.
Like my interpretation.
You know, it's funny because you're talking and you're saying clear your mind. You know what that sounds a lot like? It sounds a lot like meditation, doesn't it? Right? Yeah. So that, and how do you feel after a performance? Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel relieved?
Before performances, I feel like there's like a lot of pressure. You have to get everything ready. Obviously, like the crowd is coming in, you have to do all that sound check. But after the performance, like when you're done with everything, it's just it's a feeling of relief and excitement, as well as like accomplishment. Like, oh, I just finished my show, and now it just kind of brings up your self-esteem a little bit. And it's just like a rush of adrenaline, especially when you're on stage. And I just love being on stage. I love performing. And so, yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what is your ultimate goal with community? Let's talk about the younger generation. Your ultimate goal with your music is to do what with the younger generation?
Well, I've always wanted to be a solo artist.
Okay.
And I think that one of my missions, I call myself like a classical crossover, I guess. So basically I sing like classical, pop, Broadway, show tunes, like everything. And I think that the younger generation needs to be exposed to classical music, but you can't just have a show with classical music because they might get bored.
Yes, I understand.
I think what I do in my shows is I do like a mix of everything, and I also play the violin. So with the younger generation, you want to get through them, show them that classical music is like cool and good to listen to, but it's also okay to listen to like regular music and stuff that's on the radio. Right.
Oh, that's incredibly inspiring. So you know what? We're going to take a break. We will be right back with some words of wisdom from Biana. We're asked a lot of times, what are the goals of PlumbTalk? And honestly, that's a question that's a little difficult in a way to answer because we have so many goals. But, you know, learning from past mistakes, you know, I have taken these goals and we've kind of condensed them into really two different realms of goals. Number one is we aim to educate the community, and that is a very important thing for us. We are a resource, and how I like to explain that is, you know, in our lives, you know, a lot of us go through some trying times, and we like to, here at PlumbTalk, describe our life as a puzzle. And, you know, any puzzle has pieces, and all of our pieces to the puzzle in our life are different. And there are times in our life, and I'm sure you can relate to this, when those pieces of the puzzle either become loose or, you know, they're missing altogether, and we need that information. We need something to put that piece back together again. And that's what PlumbTalk aims to do. We aim to be the resources that you can really take that information and put your piece of the puzzle back together again. And we do that through many different avenues. One, and you probably have seen this, is we interview specialists in different areas. And again, that's what we're trying to do, is to bring information in to put the pieces of the puzzle back together again. So we aim to be a resource. That's one of our major goals. The second thing is our production arm that we have. And our production arm is a little different than, you know, what typical production companies do. Our major aim with our production is to give businesses out there a voice that helps them to get their message across in a way that nobody else can. And we do that in several different ways. We are a full-service production company, and we do everything from, creating a program, to writing the script, to coaching on how to speak properly in front of a camera, and editing. We have state-of-the-art editing techniques. So PlumbTalk has many different goals, but they really focus on those two major arms. We aim to be a resource, and we aim to help businesses out there get their voice known and heard like it's never been heard before. Well, hey everyone, we are back, and just in concluding the interview, Biana, I would love it, and I know that our viewers would love this as well. And do you have any words of advice for youngsters and even adults that are wanting to dive into music? What words of wisdom would you leave them with?
I think you have to start somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere.
Yes.
I think the best way to start is to just take a class, see if you like it. Then just, if you really like it, just follow your dreams. Like, just go into it with your whole heart. That's all that matters. And if you really love it, then your dreams will come true.
That is true. You know what quote is coming to mind? It's one of my favorite quotes. And you're talking, I'm thinking about faith. Faith not necessarily in the religious sense, but Martin Luther King says faith is taking the first step when you can't see the whole staircase. And that's what kind of the music is. Just get into it and figure out if you like it. Yeah. And what venue. That's great. So you are involved with the Palm Beach Film Festival. How might viewers out there that are joining us this morning, how might they find you? Where are you participating in the film festival?
Well, I believe I will be performing before the Robert Shaw film, A Man of Many Voices.
Okay.
So I don't know if they'll be recording that, but all the info is on my website, I believe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so if viewers out there want to contact you and they want to ask questions about music or come see you sing or any of that, where would you point them? What is your website?
My website is www.bianapinchuk.com, and on that website there's like a link that says contact us, and you just put in your name, your email, and like what your question is or any info that you might want to get from me.
Yes.
And I'll just respond.
Perfect.
In the shortest time as possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, on behalf of the entire PlumbTalk team, I am so grateful that you joined us today.
Thank you
so much. Thank you. And for all you viewers out there, we are going to be back later in the morning with another show. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out through our website at plumtalkproductions.com. We will be back.